Let's Talk About Race by Julius Lester talks about how each individual in this world has many elements in their own story and background that includes their identity, family, interests, dislike, and so much more, which led Julius Lester questioning why do people think race is so important and why people believe that their own race is better than another race. At the end of the day, we're all the same, regardless of how we look like or where we're from. Beneath our skin, we all have a story to tell the world about who we are. We should first stop and get to know someone before we have an opinion on who they are. Who are we telling someone else's story? As a human, we tend to think we know the person based on what we see due to what their skin color looks like and stereotypes. Throughout the book, he tells his audience about his own personal story as he explains what makes each and every one of us different. Before moving on to lesson plan, teachers should read the story out loud to the class. At the end of the book, take a moment and let students ask questions and if needed, revisit any of the pages.
Art, organic shapes and collages. Anchored Standard 1. Generate and conceptualize ideas in work. Make art or design with various materials and tools to explore personal interests, questions, and curiosity. Anchored Standard 2. Organize and develop artistic ideas in work. Experiment with various materials and tools to explore personal interests in a work of art or design. Students will be able to identify organic shape. Students will explore a variety of materials and use them to create a collage. Start by discussing the elements of shape. Discuss organic and geometric shape, but let the class know that the main focus will be organic shape. Start drawing different kinds of organic shape on the whiteboard so students can fully understand and visibly see what organic shape is. Ask the class, what types of organic shape can you think of? The teacher will draw the examples of the shapes on the board. Trace their hand on the whiteboard and ask, as I am tracing my hand on the board, what do you guys see? Is it an organic shape? The teacher will say, now that we all have a better understanding of organic shape, we will be creating a project. Since we all come from different places and cultures, we will be creating a project that will give us all a better understanding of each other. The teacher will model her art project to the class and then the students will begin. The struggling learner, the teacher will assist the student in tracing their hand, cutting their paper, and guide them through the whole process. Struggling students will be challenged to use no more than 2 art supplies, while advanced learners will be challenged to use all listed art supplies. The materials include paint, tape, crayons, markers, construction paper, a self-portrait, and more. The advanced student will be able to use more than 2 art supplies, they will be able to use paint, and they will be able to complete the task mostly on their own. The teacher will then display the students' artworks on the wall. Anchored Standard 1. Demonstrate. Demonstrate and explain personal interest in knowledge about and purpose of varied musical selections. Anchored Standard 2. Demonstrate. Knowledge of music concept and music from a variety of cultures selected for performance. Lesson objectives. I can learn the chorus of the song We Are the World precisely. I can thoroughly understand the purpose of this song and explain how it connects to the world.
Teacher will play the song while students are walking in. First, the teacher will try to get the students' attention, then enter the song to them, as some students will know it and others may not. Next, explain the purpose of the song and why it's relevant to the class, and what we'll be doing with it. The theme of the song is diversity. Then the teacher will play the song one more time, have the students try to find the chorus, but once the song is over, the class will have a discussion about the song.
Chorus of the song, this is what y'all will learn.
For struggling students, the teacher will break down the movements that correlate with the chorus of the song and explain the steps more thoroughly until they are confident in displaying these movements. For advanced learners, the students who learn faster and can comprehend these steps faster than others, I would simply allow these students to help out their classmates who don't learn as fast.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better place. So let's start giving. Good job. Of course, there are different movements for each part. So we are the world. We'll go here. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. Then it's when it says we are the ones to make a better place, you'll grab the person sitting next to you and start rocking. We are the ones to make a better place, so let's start giving. Is that good? All right.
Movement. Standard 2. The physically literate individual applies knowledge of concept, principles, strategies, and tactic related to movement and performance. Standard 4. The physically literate individual exhibit responsible personal and social behavior that respects self and others. Lesson objective number 1. I can physically move to the lines either by skipping, jumping, or running. Number 2. I can understand the rules and vocabulary of each statement. Number 3. I keep myself in my own area without harming others around me. First, teacher will tell students how to properly handle the ball without harming others around them and themselves. Now, the teacher will give the students directions on what to do next. Everyone please gather in a small circle in a level 0 voice. We will now introduce ourselves to each other. You'll include your first name, last name, your hometown, meaning your birthplace, your age, one thing you like and one thing you don't like, and then you'll pass the globe on to the next person. For this lesson plan, struggling students can pull up a chair and sit instead of standing. Teacher can write down what they have to say instead of coming up with it on the spot, letting students walk on the line with a partner instead of doing the difference movement. Reminder, before starting anything, teachers should always model every task so students will know what will be expected from them. Advanced learners help the struggling students basically be their partner. For example, for struggling students, teacher can ask students questions like, do you feel comfortable being at school? And instead of having them do the different movements, they can walk to it. Finally, teacher will explain to the students while they will be participating in this activity, understand that everyone's different, unique, has their own way. The question I'll be asking relates to what you think are right, wrong, or have no say. To go to a certain line, students will either do the following: agree, students will jump to it; disagree, students will skip to it; neither will run to it.